All right. We are here with Addie Luna. I just had our ice cream. And we are in Milford
New
today.
Hampshire.
Milford, New Hampshire. It's July, what did you say? 17th, 2024. Addie Luna is 15. I wonder if the audio will be okay.
It will.
You think? Okay. So near some trucks and stuff. Anyway, so we have not done this for a couple of years, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you say that? How would you say that you have just generally how you have changed over the last couple of years? Or maybe a better way to say it is, what are the biggest changes in your life over the past couple of years?
Oh God. Sorry. I guess I'm a lot more focused on my career. As an artist, I have decided that I really want to dedicate myself to that, and I don't see myself doing anything else. So I really started working harder, I guess, to achieve a life in that field. So I also started dancing, and it's been an intense journey. Yeah, that's like the biggest thing. I think I've matured a lot. My opinions and just my way to be in general. I think I've found myself a little more in my identity. Yeah.
And the last time we spoke, you were a little bit pessimistic, not so much about your future, but the future in general of the world, but also if that would impact your own future. Have your views changed on that at all?
No, not really. I guess I'm not as anxious about it anymore. I've learned to live with that anxiety a little more and to be kinder with myself and what I have control of in that situation. So, for example, I wouldn't have come here 2 years ago because of that.
Why not?
Just the fear was so big, and the guilt was so tremendous that I just couldn't get myself to go on a plane and do that because it's very
Because of the environmental effects of it, correct?
Yes.
And what allows you to do that now?
Just that, I feel like I've learned to view things as not just black and white, and I understand a little more why sometimes it's okay to do things because it's a situation that needs the use of a plane, and that's okay because I really want to be here. So
Okay.
yeah.
And you mentioned anxiety. Would you say anxiety is still a large part of your life? How does it affect you on a day-to-day basis, or have you found ways to not be so anxious anymore?
I guess I'm not anxious about the same things. Yeah. like I'm really like exploiting myself right now a lot. I have a very busy schedule, and I think that comes from anxiety to like not do anything with my life and with like my career and
Okay. I think I've asked this in pretty much all the interviews. Where do you see yourself in, say, 10 years?
10 years I'll be 25.
Right.
So I think I'd be finishing college. Would I? don't
Maybe
know.
graduate school, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think I'd study a lot. So I think I'd be like,
Well, what profession do you see yourself in by then? What would you have studied?
that's a great question. I think it really depends. The clearest path right now is fine arts, plastic arts, and but I'm also considering and have considered a bunch of things. There's literature, music, whether if it's like an orchestra conductor or like just a musician, like a more modern musician. Or then I also have like, I wish I could live out of dance, out of ballet. But yeah, that seems a little far because I started really late.
How do you find that you have all these different artistic interests and talents in so many things, arts and music and painting and everything,
Uh-huh.
and dance, of course. How are you? Because we've talked a lot about this on this trip. How are you, like, negotiating these interests? Which one are most important? Which ones have futures? Which ones can make money? Like, how are you? How are you going about that?
How am I going about that?
How are you going about deciding which path to take with all these paths in front of you?
How am I going? Like, how do I feel? or,
Like, what is your process for?
It's been a long process. Like, it's been evolving and it's been thinking. But, I mean, yeah, I just think about it every day. I consider everything all the time. There's days where I do more dance and I just wish I could dedicate myself to that, and then there's days where I do more of something else and I want to do that something else. I mean, but at the end of the day, like, my passion for what I'm doing is like the most important factor, because otherwise I just won't be motivated to do it. But I do consider the other things a lot. Like, that's what decides.
So, if you were placing $1 million bet on where you would end up, or you really want to try to be as accurate as possible, where at 25, what's your job, what have you studied, where are you living? This is most likely scenario.
Most likely, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I wish it could be me in Boston. In like, I don't know.
In which field?
That's a good question.
Well, no one says you have to have decided, but I think it's interesting as we've looked. If you look at these videos over time to kind of map that, that thinking process of where you predict you'll be.
I mean, another possibility is film, which I do think could be possible, like studying fine arts first and then doing that. I feel like fine arts would help me a lot.
Are there any barriers to these dreams that you see, either in yourself or in circumstance? Like you say, you might want to be in this field or that field or this place or that place. Are there things within yourself or external factors that you feel like could prevent you from reaching those goals?
Yeah, I think so. Dance is just too competitive, and I don't know yet if I could be that good by that time. Like by the time I have to get a job and everything, because companies sometimes don't accept you if you're like older than 20. So that's scary. And then there's, in music, I'm just really not that passionate, I don't think. I don't think I would get anywhere. Like, I would just drop out at some point, I think. And then classic arts, I do want to do that, but it seems like I could do it at any point in my life, and doing it right now means dropping everything else I have in mind.
If it comes down to a choice of like passion versus practicality, do you have a sense of which one of those two things you would end up going with?
No.
I mean, you're not sure. I think I'm gonna stop like part one now because I'm a little afraid we'll lose
Okay.
what we've recorded. So we'll do this in different parts, I guess.